Day trading recap for August 1st, first day of the month, 2019. So it's a little past 1. My day is done. I had 2 great trades, and they came from a custom trade ideas scanner that I built. I've been waiting to really put this scanner into play. I've been watching it for a while, back testing, and I finally figured out how to use it the best way, and I've got 2 trades from it that really worked. But first I wanted to show this Hilton Grand Vacations move, which was an earnings play, I believe. Yes, it was an earnings play. And so I was watching it in the pre-market because it had gap down. I'll show you that. So HGV, Hilton Grand Vacations, big gap down. So I'll tighten it up so you can see a little bit here. Gap through this is significant. Gap down through the 200 moving average, this green line, the 200. Gap through all of my moving averages, the 20 and the 50. So it was right here yesterday, and then boom, dropped all the way down here. So I was looking for it to possibly move back towards that 200 moving average, because a lot of times that'll happen if a stock gaps down through the 200 moving average on a daily chart. It starts to move back towards, especially at this distance. I couldn't see it really dropping that much further. So I had a bad earnings day. But what I missed, and I'm kind of upset that I missed this, was look how it behaved around this vwap. The purple line is volume weighted average price. You need that for day trading. You can't do without it. So if you're new to day trading, absolute must is learning how to trade with vwap. So you can see the first 5 minutes. A lot of volume, didn't know what it wanted to do, gapped, then it dropped through the 200 moving, dropped through VWAP, kind of bottomed out here, started making its way getting a little tighter here towards VWAP, and then it got above VWAP, regressed a little, and then here is where I would have gotten in if I was paying attention. I was in 2 other trades, so I was not watching this, I was really upset about this, but right here around 26, let's see, it closed here about 26.64. I totally would have gotten in here if I was paying attention. 26.64, you could put your stop right below VWAP, about 26.40. Say if it drops down again, you can get out. It's a pretty big stop, 24 cents. I mean, it's not huge. Usually I like to keep my stops much tighter, usually around somewhere between 10 to 18 cents is usually my norm. Anything less than that is a little too tight. You can get whipped out too quickly. Anything bigger than that is just you're giving it way too much room, and you're going to need it to go up a lot more. So like basically the 2-to-1 rule, the reward to risk. If you're risking 10 cents, you should be aiming for your first target for the stock to go up 20 cents. If you're risking 15, it should be going up 30 at minimum, because that's basically, for day traders, that's basically how you are able to lose every so often, but still end up making money because your trades are returning a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So here would have been about a 24-cent gain, which means you'd want it to go up about close to 50 cents, but look what happened. From 26.64, it went all the way back up. It went all the way up to 28.60 something, actually a little higher, almost made it to 29. So you would have definitely hit that 2-to-1. You would have hit the 3-to-1, 4-to-1. You would have been golden. So yeah, but you could see here this bounce above VWAP, or this bust through VWAP, regressing, and then another bust up, bouncing off of it, basically using VWAP as a support line. And that would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade if you gotten in. I didn't. Not too upset because I got into 2 really good trades with my, I call it VWAP 200 moving average wedge scan. So basically, this scan looks for stocks that are moving up along VWAP. And I'll give you an example of one, maybe that just random one that I pulled up here. So this is kind of alert. This got alerted here. It's not pretty, so I definitely wouldn't have taken this. But Carnival Corp, I think it alerted here at 10:24. So right here, it would have alerted me because it's above VWAP, it's above VWAP, but it's approaching that 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. And a lot of times what happens is this little wedge is formed. That's why I call it the wedge scan. And when it busts above the 200, it can take off. Now here it didn't really do that. If you got in at where it alerted me at 47.31, you wouldn't really have gotten much. It got up about 15 cents and then kind of drifted back down. So you might have gotten a little bit of a quick scalp out of it, but it's kind of messy. You can see these aren't tight candles. But what caught my eye early was, first off, AZN. So at 9:51, this one came on my scan. So you can see here I got in. This is the wedge I really like. What I'm talking about is when it moves up, gets above it, and then VWAP creates this nice little triangular kind of wedge. So I got in as soon as it got above the 200 moving average. I was expecting a push, and I got it. I got in at 43.84, and I had a big jump here. Was hoping to get above 44. I was worried it would hit its head and come back down, but it kept going. What I was nervous about, if you look at the yearly, the daily candles, what I was worried about was this little resistance here at the top of this 2 days ago candle, 44.06. So I actually ended up I didn't actually scalp. I took all my profits right here at 44.06. I took it right where that little resistance was because I got a little nervous, especially with this topping tail here. I thought maybe it was going to end up dropping after that. You can see topping tails here, but that didn't matter. I kept going up. Did hit my first target, which was 44.12, but I got out a little early. No big deal because I was tightening my stop up as it was moving up. Every so often, I would move my stop from this area 43.70 up a little bit more. So I got out at 44.06, which was about 6 cents shy of my target, 44.12. So still made a nice decent profit off of that. That's a 22 cent gain. Got in at 05, got out at got in at 43.84, got out at 06. So 22 cents. Nice little move. As I got into that, I also got into the semiconductor, Taiwan Semiconductor. I'll just take away these things. You don't really need them. Again, you can see this wedge, the 200 moving average kind of moving down. I like when the 200 moving average is nice and flat. Usually a bust through a flat 200 moving average, and that goes for daily candles too. If you're swing trading or position trading, a flat 200 moving average, if you see a stock move through that, you tend to get a better movement through it when it's flat. This is a little angled, but that's fine. The wedge is still there. So I got in. You can see it's breaking the high of the day here, and that's exactly where I got in. So I got in at 43.07. Kind of started to hit its head here. I still liked it. It was tight. These candles were nice and tight. And moved up, kind of regressed back to that 200 moving average, but then used it as support because it was already above it. Used it as support. Here you could have added more shares. I tend to not scale into trades. Once I'm in, whatever position I take is usually the amount that I'm going to go with. I usually don't add shares because I'm just not comfortable with that. I'll scale out, but I rarely scale in. And I was looking for it to get to 43.33. I got in at 43.07. So I was looking for a 26 cent jump, and I got right to there. You can see this little almost indecision doji, where coincidentally I took out all my shares. There was a lot of volume at the time when I took it out, not as much as it ended up with, obviously, but it told me that maybe it was about to reverse. So I took it out right at my target, which is 43.33. I was happy with that. Started moving down a little, but then continued to move up tiny bit more. Nothing special. Didn't really get much higher than where I got out. And you can see now it might be turning around. You can see on this 15-minute chart, could possibly be reversing now. And if you look at the daily candles, you can see what I was looking at and where I was possibly looking for resistance. The top of a couple days ago was about 43.40. And it just barely got to that. It hasn't hit 43.40. It's got 43.39 as a high. So that could be why it's starting to turn around right now. It's hit that little resistance mark. So who knows what's going to happen. We've still got a few hours left in the day. Could end up surging more, or could start to flatten or drop. We'll see. But those two trades, Taiwan Semiconductor and Astrazeneca, those were the two trades that made my day, and they both came out of my vwap scan, which I'm loving this thing. I've been monitoring it for a while, but haven't gotten comfortable enough to take these trades. They really need to be a nice tight pattern for me to be interested in them and have a nice daily formation, not a lot of resistance, and those two did. So I missed this one. Let's see, what was this? Oh, see, look at this. This is nice and tight, a little whippy, but the wedge is forming. Couldn't get above it and stay there, so it dropped below. But then the second break would have been possibly an entry point. 64.99, also a whole number 65. So these are the stocks that kind of show up in the scan. So, but I look see how this is so much whippier than the trade I was in. If it's that messy, I kind of avoid it. But you can see why when you look at compared to this these candles are a little tighter. Especially TSM. I was expecting a lot more from this one, actually. But it looks like maybe the market might be. That's the other thing. The market today was up, so that helped a lot of longs today. So yeah, those are my trades. Again, I did not get into HGV. Wish I did. Would have been a nice bounce play. But for those that got in, congrats. And we'll see you tomorrow, which is Friday. I actually won't be trading in the morning. I've got something to do. I'll try and get on later in the day. So good luck, and see you next time.